So, anybody hear about Atheism-is-Unstoppable, aka Devin Tracy? So basically, here's the full story. So if you haven't seen my video that I basically did was a response to a video made by Jacqueline Glenn. So basically how this video went is I did make a couple mistakes, like things about certain statistics, like minorities are now the majority. That's not true at all. White people still dominate in population size in comparison to black people. I was wrong. I'm sorry. That was one mistake. However, I still believe consistently with the fact that there are just as many white people that commit the same amount of crimes as black people. It's just that black people are arrested more than white people are. But however, crimes on average, like murder, has gone down in arrests of black people. Things like theft. The only rise in crime that has gone up is drug dealing. Drug dealing has gone up significantly in black populations since 1980. So in the past 35 years, drug dealing has gone up significantly. But things like murder, theft, things like that, they've gone down. So basically, the first and biggest, most controversial comment made by Devin Tracy was, black people should stop committing crimes. Okay, so basically you're saying mutually exclusive, sorry, not mutually exclusive, but you're making this comment exclusive to black people, as if black people should stop committing crimes. You did reiterate as in no one should commit crimes. You're correct as no one should commit crimes. But then you make this comment like black people should stop committing crimes. It's not that more black people are committing more crimes, it's just that more of them are getting arrested than white people are. White people are committing just as many crimes as black people are, it's just that they're not getting arrested. So that was the first problem I did not address in that issue, in that video. Time goes by. A couple days go by, I receive lots of comments in defense of Devin Tracy and attacking Devin Tracy. Time goes by, then the next day goes by, I find out that that Devin Tracy has doxed Creationist Cat and labeled his slave Nadine Newquist, or Vadine Newquist, which is Creationist Cat's cat bitch. Basically what goes on is that when you're doxing, that kind of labels a sign as you're bitch because you won't take any criticism. So my views on Atheism-is-Unstoppable, otherwise known as Devin Tracy, has gone from highly respected because of his willingness to criticize things like Islam and Christianity, to not really liking what he's doing now that he's making bland assumptions about the Baltimore riots and all these things. And then it goes from a lot less respect, or at least trying to grasp on what little respect I have for him after he says black people should stop committing crimes, and trying to convince everyone that he's not a racist, to now I fucking hate him because he's a stupid cunt, because A, he doxes Creationist Cat, B, I found out that he'll block anybody on Twitter that makes a criticism or makes a joke about him, and C, he blocked me on Twitter. So let's go into my history real quick. Let me find the tweet that I sent. Yesterday, I posted a tweet that said, where is it? Here we go. So the tweet was, when you got retards like @AtheistRue on the internet trying to give drunken peasants and Jacqueline Glenn a migraine, don't ban please. And it's basically a picture of Atheism is Unstoppable. Then I realized when I checked his Twitter the next morning to see the tweets, because I was going to make another entirely different video, I realized that I was blocked from his Twitter, so I can't see his tweets, and he can't tweet me. So here's the deal. I make a joke about Atheism is Unstoppable. You make a joke about Devin Tracy in the slightest, AtheistRue. He will block you, like insta-block you, if he finds out that you made a tweet about him. Whereas Devin Tracy feels like he can make a joke about any of the internet atheists out there, like the Amazing Atheist and Jacqueline Glenn, as he was making the Amazing Atheist called me a racist. He was wearing a shirt where TJ was shoving Jacqueline Glenn up his ass in a cartoon. Now, that is really funny, isn't it? Exactly. So, the weird context behind that video is that TJ and Jacqueline Glenn, in the Drunken Peasants podcast, watched that video and laughed at it. They enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. We all thought it was funny. But then Devin Tracy sends this video and tweets these pictures as if TJ's supposed to be embarrassed of what these things are. Like, you should be embarrassed that I'm posting these pictures about you shoving a banana up your ass, or this cartoon making fun of you, when no one gives a shit. And then here I am, and here a couple people are, posting pictures making a joke, a simple joke that's maybe a bit more clever, and you get insta-banned by him. That's like me getting comments on my YouTube video, which Atheism-is-Unstoppable does, by the way. It's like you getting comments and then you banning them because you didn't like what they had to say. That's like saying if you had a legitimate criticism on your YouTube channel, or even if it was stupid or not, or intelligent comments on your video, you have to ban every single one of them. Atheism-is-Unstoppable will do the exact same thing on his YouTube channel. Any criticism, any point that you have to make will get insta-banned, or he will call you manipulated by the liberal agenda or the conservative agenda, or he'll throw the white guilt at you, and then he'll ban you. So basically this whole argument that Devin Tracy has to come up with comes down to white guilt. Basically it's, you are so ashamed of what happened by your ancestors hundreds of years ago that you're willing to throw that at people now as if it's a legitimate argument. However, Devin Tracy fails to understand that that's not the case. White guilt is not something that you can throw around like like Islamophobia or homophobia. It's not a word that you can just throw around because it's there. The thing about white guilt is that it pretty much doesn't exist at this point. I've never met a single person that is willing to say we owe these new people for the sins of our ancestors, the things that our ancestors did. I don't believe in that. Neither do the majority of people believe that, especially not the KKK. So here's the biggest problem here, is that Devin Tracy, his butthurt game is so strong that he's not willing to take any criticism whatsoever. He will ban you on Twitter if you make a joke about him or you argue with him. He will remove you from your YouTube account for making comments on his video, which I haven't done in a long time. But he can have all of his fanboys come after you and make severely misguided comments on your videos, and he'll be fine with that. Okay. And what was my next argument? It's just about trying to understand what the fuck Devin is trying to accomplish by doing these things. Why are you trying to slander people even though it doesn't affect them in the slightest? Why are you trying to do these things as if you're trying to insult them, even though it does nothing to affect them? However, if someone makes a joke, not trying to be too serious about it, you have to ban them or remove them from Twitter. I don't understand that. Oh, here's what I was about to say. You also have to recognize the amount of hypocrisy that this guy does on YouTube. So Devin Tracy basically will send direct re-uploads on his channel from other people's channels. So he will literally steal videos and put them on his channel for no reason other than either to get views or just to point out stuff. Why don't you just do a response video? That way it's your original content instead of doing a direct re-upload of someone else's stuff. That's why he's had to do 4 different channels. He's been getting copyright strikes constantly and his channels get removed because of what he's doing. And he's acting like it's not his fault for directly uploading other people's videos to his channel. There's a difference between completely re-uploading videos and doing response videos like Ben and TJ do, where they're commenting on it constantly and taking portions of it and responding to it. However, Devin Tracy takes the entire video and puts it on his channel. And sometimes doesn't even send links to the videos. And then he gets copyright strikes, and then he gets pissed because he got a copyright strike on YouTube and acting like he didn't deserve it, even though he did. He's one of the very few YouTubers that I know that actually deserve the copyright strikes that they receive. Because he's directly uploading copyrighted content without any edits, anything to it. He's breaking fair use laws that he doesn't know exist. He's going to use the fair use excuse, even though he doesn't know what it fucking is. Now he's had to make 4 channels. He is a bigot, for one thing. He's a racist and he doesn't want to admit it. He's a butthurt bitch, ass kangaroo, who will ban you on Twitter and will ban you on YouTube because you made a criticism or you made a joke about him. He's a hypocrite. He will talk shit about you constantly. Every day. People like Creationist Cat, people like The Amazing Atheist, people like Jacqueline Glenn will get shit talked by Devin Tracy. But then if they were to say something to him, he has to completely play the victim card. Saying, oh, you guys have white guilt. We're the victims here. No, you're not. You're fucking not. If you do something like that. And there's another tweet he said, I beat up dorks like you in high school? What the fuck are you talking about? You're proud of that? You're proud of being a little shit that prides himself on beating the shit out of other kids that don't deserve it? Are you seriously that fucking retarded? Were you that stuck up as a fucking kid that you have to brag about beating the shit out of kids for their lunch money? Like, wow, I can't take criticism, so I have to beat people up or go all defensive and throw the white guilt shit at you. No, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking retarded. That's why you were a bully in the first place, because you weren't smart enough to make any eloquent decisions on your own. So you had to beat the shit out of other people like every other fucking politician out there. Well, guess what? You're a hypocrite piece of shit. Liberal agenda my fucking ass. You're nothing but a pile of trash, Amazing Atheist. You're nothing but a hypocrite. You talk shit. Wow. I don't give a fuck if you talk shit. But I get to talk shit back. If you're gonna say something, I get to say something too. You don't fucking remove me from Twitter because you didn't like what I had to say. You can't make a fucking joke about TJ shoving Jacqueline Glenn up his ass and act like they're not going to do anything about it. And you can't act like you're the only one that's allowed to do shit like that. You cannot, you are not the only person that is legally allowed to do anything you fucking want and say the shit that you can say and get away with it. You need to fuck yourself. Honestly, you should remove your fucking channel because of how fucking stupid you are. You're nothing but an internet bully. An internet pile of trash that will go on the internet, talk shit, and try to run away as soon as someone realizes that you're talking shit in the first place. And why are you having a 17-year-old saying this shit in the first place? Because I'm honestly fucking tired of it. I don't give a fuck how old I am. I'm telling someone that's probably in his mid-30s to go fuck himself. That's how pissed I am. I know I'm young, maybe I don't have that much experience, but I'm learning from people who I feel know what they're talking about. And when I see something like Atheism-is-Unstoppable do the shit that he does, I do get pissed because of the amount of hypocrisy that comes out of his ass. So, forgive me if I'm yelling at the camera, forgive me if I'm getting extremely pissed, but I'm really pissed. And I'm extremely passionate about Atheism-is-Unstoppable getting removed from YouTube. Honestly. Because this pile of trash will directly re-upload your shit if he likes it or doesn't. Sometimes he won't give you credit. And he'll do direct uploads of copyrighted content and act like copyright strikes should not affect him in the slightest. He's one of the only YouTubers that I feel are legitimately receiving copyright strikes. Because, honestly, Devin Tracy needs some damage control. Because all he's been doing is talking shit, running away like a little piece of shit that he is. So if you're a high school bully, did you run away and ban people from Twitter when someone called you out on your bullshit? I don't think so. I think you just beat them up. So you're a pile of trash on both accounts, physically and on the internet. So you know what? I don't give a shit about you, because you're nothing but a pile of shit. I don't know, who is this little fucking kid, 17-year-old, saying that I'm a racist, that I'm a butthurt little bitch? Well, you have a 17-year-old that's tired of your shit, and is smart enough to know when you're stupid as fuck. So I'm Base Colton the Buddha. If you got something to say, Amazing Atheism is Unstoppable, put me back, like, don't unblock me from Twitter. Allow me to make comments in your video. And stop being a little pile of shit. And make a little more eloquent points instead of getting really defensive or offensive in order to get a point that you don't even understand across. Because ranting about some bullshit like, oh, cry me a river, black people should just stop committing crimes. What kind of fucking point is that? That's just showing how fucking racist you are. Don't throw this white guilt shit at me. How about you make a legitimate point as to why you're not racist? Why can you make this point and say that you're not racist, even though you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Black people get arrested more than white people. White people commit just as many crimes, and there are just as many white people committing crimes as black people. Now that I realize the new statistic that white people are the majority, they're committing quite a few crimes. They're just not getting arrested for it. So your false statistics, you can shove them up your fucking ass. You kangaroo pile of shit. I'm Base Code Labuda. I hope you enjoyed.